That's right. He has a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, he sent me, and he sent me some questions that he had that when you get to that stage, I'll let you know what they are.
So I'd like to call the meeting to order. And I don't know the right language to use, but I'm just going to use what comes to mind. And this is I'd like to welcome you all to this Zoom meeting of the.
It's 11 o'clock.
Oh,
Thank you. Of the Board of Trustees of the Little Compton Free Public Library. Today is Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. The time is 11 o'clock, as the little voice has just told us. And I'll do a roll call. And present we have Beth Ryan, the Director of Library Services. Hi, Beth.
Hello, I'm here.
We have Nancy Osborne. We have Lucy Duhamel, who's our secretary. We have Michelle Stecker, who's our treasurer. And absent from the meeting is Jeff Kenyon, assistant treasurer, who will join us at a different meeting. On the agenda for today, where did I put my agenda? We have new business. One is to approve the minutes of the prior meetings. The second is to elect a chair to the Board of Trustees. And third is to receive recommendations from the library director for an interim director to serve after November 1st, 2020, until a new director can be hired. So let us go right into the approval of the minutes of the prior meetings. Lucy, are you up for that?
Yes, I wanted to make a motion that the minutes from the meeting on Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020 are approved.
I actually haven't seen those minutes, but if I have any problems with it, I'll just tell you later, I guess.
Anybody else? Any thoughts?
We need a motion to approve.
Okay, I motion we approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
And
That's Nancy.
We all
Okay.
happy? So far, so good?
Okay, so approval of the minutes. How do you say, Cindy?
I don't know.
Yes.
So we all approve the minutes and the motion is passed to approve the minutes.
no, you haven't done your roll call yet.
Yeah, I have to do the roll call. So Cindy, do you approve?
Yes, I approve.
Nancy, do you approve?
Yes, I approve.
Michelle?
Yes,
Okay, and Jeff is absent. Okay, the minutes are approved.
Okay. Do you want to go on to the second batch of minutes from the last meeting?
What's the date of that meeting that you're talking about, Cindy?
The last meeting was the 23rd. Isn't that the last?
Yes, but I think we are missing some meetings from the minutes from a meeting prior to that, at least
Yeah.
I am.
16th.
September 16th, I believe.
Yes, it was September 16th.
Have those minutes been distributed?
I am thinking not, because I had to go down at around that time and get my mom, and I think I asked someone if they could do it up. I'd have to go back and look at those emails.
Okay. So can we postpone the commenting on those minutes until Lucy has them done? Is that all right? We're good. Okay.
We'll table the September 16th minutes.
Okay. For a later time. Okay, moving along to the election of a new chairperson for the Board of Trustees. I would like to suggest people entertain the thought of electing Nancy Osborne, who's shown good leadership, organization, cooperation. And that would be my suggestion.
So is that a motion?
Yes, that's a motion.
I second it.
Michelle,
I don't have any discussion.
is that? Like,
So if there's no discussion, you can take a roll call.
okay. I vote yes for Nancy Osborne. That's Cindy Sheldon.
Lucy is a yes.
Michelle is a yes.
Okay, and that is the quorum that passes the vote on Nancy Osborne being elected to the chair of the Board of Trustees.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nancy. Woo.
Yay!
Thank you. Can I just add, and Jeff had no comment, nobody heard anything from Jeff. I mean, I feel badly that he's not here.
Oh, no, his comments that he sent me had nothing to do with position as chair.
Okay, thank you.
My,
welcome.
my suspicion is that he would vote yes.
We have a majority anyway.
Right, I just feel odd that he's not here. Cindy, can I ask if you will, I'm happy to take over as a next meeting, be chair, but will you stay on until we have another trustee in place, which I imagine should be soon?
How soon is that? Because I've got,
Maybe Carol could speak to that.
We do have an applicant. So tomorrow night at the council meeting, I'm assuming that they'll appoint that person. The only reason they wouldn't appoint that person would be if someone else files another letter of an intent, and then they have to interview to decide which of the two. But at this point, I have both incumbents wanting to be reappointed, which is Nancy and Lucy. And then for Cindy's seat, I have one person, which, oh, the name fails me now. Sandra Hardison, is that her name?
Shirley
Shirley
Hardison.
Hardison, thank you. She has put a letter of interest in.
so you're asking me if I will wait until tomorrow and she most likely gets approved by the town council?
If she doesn't, then you might have to serve at whatever your next meeting is, if they don't interview and have that settled. But your next meeting isn't until November something, right?
I don't have it down right in front of me.
I think you're safe in the sense that you probably won't need to preside over another meeting.
I love the group of people, but Zoom is not my medium.
Well, I'm happy to preside. I'm just wondering if you'd stay on as a trustee until Shirley or somebody else joins, that's all.
Yes. I will
Okay,
stay
great.
on until, yeah, and I will not leave you out in the wind. I've got a lot of information that I need to type up and put in a 3-ring binder and hand to you. So you won't feel you're walking into a situation where you don't know the parameters of.
Great, that'd be great, thanks.
Okay.
Lucy, you probably should make a notation that Nancy abstained from voting.
Okay. Yep.
All right, moving right along, we are receiving a recommendation from the library director, hello, Beth, for an interim director to serve after November 1st, 2020, until a new director can be hired. Take it, Beth.
Hello. Yes, I highly recommend Sarah Braswell to be the interim at this point.
Did you all get the resume I sent out?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you, Michelle.
I like the idea of Sarah because she's had several years of experience with the Little Compton Library, how it runs, what the client base is like, some of the internal workings of the political structure, which is unavoidable, which is also a good thing to know. So do we have anybody want to make a discussion or contribute?
Yeah. I met with Sarah yesterday for just a few minutes outside of the library, and I was really impressed by her. I really think she's, wants to do the job. I think she'll be great at it. She really impressed me very much with her knowledge and her enthusiasm. So I really support that.
Anybody else?
I see she has her master's in library and information sciences, which is something that we wanted an applicant to have. Kind of just getting this on for the record. She's been at the library since 2014, so 6 years.
Yes.
Can
Are we
I
gonna talk about her? Are we going to talk about her salary later after this vote?
Carol, did you have something you wanted to say?
I just wanted to give you Jeff's comments. It's somewhat connected. He questions whether or not the interim director will be eligible to apply for the director's position. So I think that's germane to this conversation, so that you don't appoint somebody as an interim if you as a board are not going to allow that person to apply.
Oh, no, of course we will.
Okay, well, historically in everything that I have been dealing with the town, even if you're an interim, you've been allowed to apply for the position. So my answer to him would be that yes, that person would be allowed to apply, but you're your own board, you can make your own decision on whether or not that's appropriate for your board.
I agree with that. Do we need to take a vote on that?
No,
Okay.
it's just a recognition of how the process normally is. If you were going to preclude someone from applying, then I would say you'd need a vote, but to allow them to apply, you don't need a separate vote.
I would agree that it makes a lot of sense to hire from within an interim director,
Well,
That is
as long as
normally
we,
what happens.
continuity, as
Mhm.
long as we interview others and we don't just, do the default hiring her, it's important.
Of course.
But you're talking about for an interim director, we need to interview?
No, I'm saying for a permanent.
Oh,
She's
oh,
not necessarily, assured of having the permanent position. I talked to her about that a little bit yesterday, and she's just going to flush out her resume more and add a cover letter. But she told me about a few accomplishments that I thought were very impressive. So that'll be helpful.
Yeah, I agree with your comments, Michelle, before and after Carol told us about Jeff. And I agree with your comments, Nancy, because that's what I was going to bring up, her qualifications and how long she's been at the library for.
did Jeff have any other comments, Carol, about Sarah or an interim director?
No, his other comment was whether or not it would be possible for a former staff person to be part of the screening committee, which is not really germane to this particular subject, but because right now you're just considering whether or not you're going to hire Sarah as the interim.
I think that's a really great question, but I agree. I think that is for another time, and it doesn't, it doesn't impact this discussion about an
Exactly.
interim director.
Exactly.
Do you all agree?
Yes.
So do we want to make a motion to accept Sarah Braswell as the interim director of the library?
Well, I think we need to agree to offer her the position rather than just say, you've got it. I mean, we need to, I think, formally offer it to her and she'd accept it. And I think part of that should be what we're going to do about salary.
Yeah, so you wanted to talk about that. What did Michelle, did you got?
Yeah, Beth and I discussed it. Beth, do you want to make your recommendation?
I had come up with several figures. I believe $3 an hour.
How much?
I'm assuming you mean $3 more an
Yeah.
hour?
Oh, I was going to say, are you kidding me?
And I did quite a bit of research, library salaries for libraries where populations in Rhode Island are 10,000 and under. And that is really very much in line with the salary, not on the high end, but pretty much in the median end. And when we start talking about hiring a director, I can go over a lot of this data with y'all, but I think that number is just fine. So Sarah is currently making, she's currently making $24.03 an hour. And so that would bump her to $27.03 an hour.
Right.
So 2703, okay. And what would we be paying is it important to know what we'd be paying a director?
Not yet. The other
No,
thing.
I mean, not in the future, but right now, what does Beth make? Is this less than Beth makes because of her? I mean,
Yes, Beth makes $32.35. Her longevity and tenure, I think, really warrant that, go into that.
No, I was interested in a comparison too. Thank you.
And also, Beth and I discussed, well, let's vote on that first, and then I'll bring up another topic about this.
So we'll vote on on offering the position to Sarah, correct?
Yes, at 27.03 an hour.
And
Okay.
then
motion-
can I just have, I have some more questions, just
Yeah, sure,
basic.
sorry.
It takes effect November 1, when Beth leaves.
Yes.
So we have the money because we won't be paying Beth.
You won't be paying my health insurance, you won't be paying me, but
No.
we also need to hire, I don't know if this is a place to discuss it, but we need to hire some people to help cover. And
Right, but I
do-
was going to talk about that after we vote on this offer.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
But I think that's good to know. I mean, okay. All right. I don't know. Does anybody else have any questions
I move that we offer Sarah Boswell, the position of interim director at the library at the rate of $27.03 an hour.
I-
Until that position is filled permanently.
I second that.
Okay, Cindy. Okay, roll call.
Cindy's for,
Nancy Osborne for,
Michelle for,
there's our quorum.
4.
Lucy, for,
Yep.
okay, technically, that's all that you have on your agenda. You can make a comment that you'd like a future agenda to have that other discussion, but you can't vote on that today.
I thought I sent an email. No, okay. All right, we don't know. We don't have, this is something, I don't think we have to vote on this. Can we just have a discussion without no vote?
Of what?
The filling the, adding, some part-time people to, take up the slack when Sarah assumes the full-time director position. And it's not, I don't think we need to vote on it today. We can vote it on it another time. But is that okay, Carol, if we do that?
Well, you can't really get into any depth discussion. When something is added like this, there's supposed to be a vote to add the subject by unanimous consent of the group. And then it's only supposed to be for informational purposes. So all of you
It
should
is
not be
only-
discussing it.
Okay, it's only for information, but,
I know, but then you can't get into an interaction of discussion amongst yourselves.
oh, okay.
So
All right.
I think you've sufficiently given the information to them that you want the group to start thinking about potentially hiring additional help as of November 1st to help Sarah. And then amongst yourselves, you'll have to decide whether or not you need another meeting to actually vote on that before November 1st.
Well,
Right.
Is there any way we can just tell the interim director that, just give her the authority as director, which Beth already has without the board, to manage personnel? And
Does Beth
prior
have
to
the
this,
right to do that now?
well, prior to this, the board has not been involved in telling Beth who she can hire when and how much.
Okay, well, so Beth can do that between now and November 1st anyways then.
Yeah,
Is that something you thought you'd help oversee, Beth? Before
Yes.
you? Okay, then really she's only giving you a report that that's something she anticipates that she will be doing. If you
Right,
never
right.
had much input on it to begin with, then you don't have to worry about it. Just let her do what she needs to do.
right.
Very good.
So it looks to me like we have done our new business. Do we have any additional thoughts, comments relative to electing the chair, which we've done very successfully, and receiving recommendations from Beth?
What is the date of our next meeting? And if it's November 1st, what do you guys think about holding a meeting before November 1st? Do we need to, do we not need to?
Why would we need to, well,
Just because of this ongoing,
Well, November 1st is Sunday.
okay, so if you don't think so, that's fine.
Your next meeting is scheduled for November 17th.
Yeah, I think that's good.
and do we have a December meeting?
Yes, we should.
Yes, you do. It
I think-
is,
15th?
it is the 8th, December 8th.
Thank-
November November 17th and December 8th. Okay.
And can I have clarity as chairman? I come up with the agenda. I send it to the secretary to distribute to the board.
I
Or
think
do I-
anyone on the board can add to the agenda.
Well, I'm not talking about adding to it. I come up with the agenda.
You come up
Right,
with.
but then-
the agenda and-
I mean, I write it out and
yes,
I give notice to every
You-
trustee
you
and the
s-
secretary posts it on the Secretary of State website. Is that correct?
Well, if we want to add something to the agenda, then we email you.
And then you email,
Yeah, Ned's, the way Cindy's done it, and Cindy jump in, is that you said you're going to put the agenda together. Do any one of us have anything to put in the agenda? And then
Right.
the agenda is drawn up and I'm assuming posted. Is that correct, Cindy?
after I get all the comments or suggestions to put on the agenda, I go to the Secretary of State's website and I post the agenda on the Secretary of State's website. If you're really smart, you'll run it past Carol, because Carol can give you some really good insights as to how to word the agenda so it's both succinct and sort of ambiguous. It really works.
I would suggest that that's all great, but I don't, as a trustee, I don't want to go to the website to get my agenda. So I'm going to send it to the trustees.
Fine with me.
Yeah,
Just
that's,
public and go to the Secretary of State, but I've missed getting the agenda, and I don't want to go for the minutes either. So I want the minutes sent to the secretary. Should send the minutes to all of the trustees. I don't think the trustees should have to go to the Secretary of State website to get those. So let's do that.
That
that
makes
sounds good.
sense to me. Carol, is that all right?
Yeah, actually, that's the way it should be. The secretary should send out the agenda and send out the minutes to all of the board members so that they have them in their possession when you have the meeting. You shouldn't have to go seeking them out.
Yes, Nancy, that you would send me the agenda once it's finished and I can send it out.
And post it.
Okay, now, Lucy, I don't think you've had any experience yet with the filing on the Secretary of State's website, so,
No, so I'm going to do a class with you.
okay, that's fine.
It might be 10.
That's great. And all right, that helps. Thank you.
Okay, can we go back to the dates? It's November, someone said the 17th, but that's a Tuesday.
Yes, I believe that's what you chose for some reason.
All right, just confirming. And December 8th, is that correct?
And December 8th, yes.
If
At
we-
11 o'clock.
That's a Tuesday.
Yes, they were both at 11.
Well, let me just add one thing here. If Shirley is approved by the town council, I know that she works and 11 is going to be hard. I do see that in past times that meetings were in the evening because people worked. Does anybody have a problem with an evening meeting?
No.
Not unless it's early.
Yes, early, not 9 o'clock. I'm talking 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, maybe she's free on a Friday at 11, I mean, a Monday at 11. I'm assuming this is something we can discuss in an email, Carol, if we need to find a new time and then post it. Is that correct?
Yes, for scheduling a meeting, you're allowed to communicate through email.
I would love it if people answered. I think Jeff might, I don't know how email literate he is or how often he goes to his emails, but often I find I send emails about these things. I get no answer back. I'd love an answer back sometimes. Just got it, no problem. So if we set a new time, just tell me you got it, fine, or no, I have a problem with that. So
Will do.
Will do.
thank you.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
For the sake of continuity, because we've always met on Wednesdays, you want to change the November 17th, which is date, which is a Tuesday, to November 18th, which is a Wednesday?
Well, I think both of your November and December are both on Tuesdays. I don't know why you chose that, but you did.
Yeah, and I think what Nancy's saying is that we need to check with Shirley first if she gets approved before we make any changes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, great. Okay, we'll go from there. That'll be I'll wait about on the next trustee and we'll figure out in an email what the best time is when everybody can attend. Perfect.
Correct.
Sounds like a plan. So I think we have accomplished our agenda.
You have.
Let's have 3 cheers for our new director, our new, well, our new assistant director and our new chair.
Our new chair.
Well,
And
That's great.
I think we can conclude this meeting.
All right.
All right, thank you.
A mo-
Bye, thank you.
So Cindy's making a motion for the
Conclude the meeting.
close. Who seconds it?
I'll
Me,
Who?
can't get out of here fast enough.
I'll second it.
Nancy seconded.
Okay, can I take a roll call? Cindy,
Yes,
Michelle,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
and the time is 11:25.
Good job, everybody.
And thanks, Michelle, for all your work with Beth, and thanks, Beth, for all
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Beth, you were great. It was great talking with you. It was really great. Very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ladies.
All right,
Bye.
thank you,
Thanks,
Carol.
Carol.